Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Data Universe. Here you will find practical SQL tutorials, tips on mastering SQL for data analytics. Let's start and grow together. Explain primary key in SQL. Primary key in SQL uniquely identifies each records in a table. Whenever we are assigning any column as a primary key, it must contain unique values. That means the column cannot have duplicate records in it. Also, it cannot contain null values. It means we cannot keep records empty in this column. Next very important point is a table can have only one primary key. That means we cannot create multiple primary keys on a single table. Also, it can consist single or multiple columns. It means we can create primary key using single column or we can create primary key on a group of columns. Next is it automatically creates clustered index on the table which will help to retrieve data faster. We will perform practicals on each point. So let's say in the practical. Here I have created student records table which has ID, name, branch and email ID columns. Here I am assigning primary key to ID column to ensure that all the values in this ID column are unique and it cannot have any null values. So let's execute this statement. And if we describe this student record table, it will show that the primary key is assigned to ID column. Now the question may come, why I have created primary key on ID column? Because if I select name column, there is a possibility that the students may have same name. If I select branch column, again the student can have same branch. Next is email ID. Yes, email ID is a unique record, but there is a possibility that the student may not enter their email ID. And as you know, the primary key should always contain unique records and they cannot have null values. Therefore, I have created primary key on ID column. Let's insert some values in the table. Now the table is created. First, we will try to insert duplicate record in ID column. As ID 1 is already present, we will try to insert 1 in ID column and we'll see whether it will allow or not. So let's execute this statement. No, it is not allowing. It is giving error that duplicate entry 1 for key student records. It means that we cannot enter duplicate records in ID column as it is defined as primary key. Let's try to insert ID with unique value 5. Now the record is inserted. We can check in the table. Yes, the new record 5 is inserted. Next, we will try to keep ID column empty. Here we will try to enter only name, branch and email ID. Let's execute this statement. It is giving error that field ID does not have a default value. It means that we cannot keep ID column empty. Let's try to insert value with ID. So the record is inserted. We can check in the table. Yes, the record ID 6, new record is inserted. It means that we cannot keep ID column empty or null as it is primary key. Next is there can be only one primary key in a table. Let's try to assign another column as a primary key. Alter table, student records, add constraint name, primary key, email ID. Let's execute this statement to see whether it will allow to create one more primary key. It has given error that multiple primary key defined. That means it is not allowing to create another primary key. Next is we can create primary key using single column or using group of column. Here we will use two columns ID and name to create primary key. So let's execute this statement. It is executed successfully. In this way we can use multiple columns to create primary key. Next is whenever primary key is created in a table, cluster index is automatically created. Let's check that using show index from table name. Let's execute this statement. Here you can see on the student records table, B-tree index is automatically generated. So primary key automatically creates clustered index on a table which will help to retrieve data faster. Your likes in this video motivates me to create more valuable content. Please subscribe the channel, like the video and press bell notification to learn more SQL concepts.